If you are new to the channel, then subscribe the channel and press the bell icon for further notification. Okay student, welcome you all to this new lecture in Gate Power System series. So today again we will be solving 5 questions starting from question number 61, 62, 63, 64 and then 65. Okay, then let's try to solve these questions. Okay, in question number 61, the inductance and capacitance of a 400 kV 3-phase 50 Hz lossless transmission line are this much and this much respectively. The sending end voltage is maintained at 400 kV. Okay, to maintain the voltage of 400 kV at the receiving end also you want to maintain the same voltage. When the line is delivering 300 megawatt load, the shunt compensation required. What type of compensation you required? So for that, because you have to see what is the characteristics impedance of the line, because LNC is given and it is lossless line. From that characteristics impedance we can say how my transmission line is looking like, how it is looking, either it is capacitive or inductive. So for that you calculate first ZC, from that you will calculate root L by C, and if you calculate it is 1.6 milli 10 to the power minus 3 and then 10 into 10 to the power minus 9, which you will get around 400. Okay, so what will be your seal surge impedance loading? Let us see. So if it is V square by ZC, what is V? That is 400 square by, it is actually V per phase, 400 by root 3. Then if you calculate for 3 phase, it becomes again 400 square by this one. It was 400 by root 3 whole square. Then you again multiply for 3 phase. So it will be 3 will get cancelled, ultimately 400 square by this much is the seal. Now because you are delivering 300, which is less than your seal, when your load is less than your seal, then your transmission line look like capacitive load. So the effect of capacitance increases. You can think it in this way also. In case of lightly loaded, the circumferential effect capacitor effects get higher. And if your load is greater than seal, this you remember your transmission line, only the transmission line, it will look like inductive. So because in this case you are going under this case, your load is falling under this category, that means your transmission line is looking like capacitive, so its receiving end voltage is likely to increase. So for that you will give inductive, so that capacitive effect can get reduced. You will give shunt compensation, inductive shunt compensation you will give. That is your option B. Next, if you come to 62, a load is supplied by 230 volt 50 Hz source. A active power P and the reactive power Q consumed by the load, and the P they have given a range 1 to 2, Q also 1 to 2. A capacitor connected to across the load as power factor corrections generate 1 kVAR reactive power. Okay, capacitor is also connected to improve the power factor, which is also giving 1 kVAR. The worst case power factor after power factor correction. So what is the worst case power factor? Worst case means you want to have this angle as much as can. This angle should be very high. So if you want to increase this angle, you have to reduce this and you have to increase this. So this side should get reduced, smallest, because we want to increase this. So for increasing this should be smaller, this should be higher. You can think if it is not reduced, if you increase it, then this angle will reduce. You can see this angle is reduced. You maintain the same height. If you increase this angle is reduced. Again, if you are not increasing it, if you increase it, then only it will increase. So ultimately you have to reduce it. You go little far less, then the angle will be more for this height. So ultimately you have to reduce this and you have to increase this as much as. So if I am reducing, I am taking the smallest P that is possible. That is 1 kilowatt. And this side I have to take this highest Q. So highest Q is 2, up to this much. Suppose I take 2 kVAR, then I have to include that 1. Suppose this is 2 kVAR maximum, but you have connected one capacitor there, so it will give this support from that capacitor also. 1 kVAR will be in this direction, so ultimately will be here. So this is the angle, not this one. This one is the maximum angle. I have taken maximum Q, but there is a capacitor which is giving this feedback, so it will get reduced. So ultimately you will have 1 and here also 1 kilowatt. It is the smallest, it is the highest. Highest is 2, but get cancelled. 1 get cancelled with that capacitive reactive power. So ultimately your angle that phi will be equal to tan inverse 1 by 1, that is 45 degree. So your worst case power factor will be cos 45, which is 0.707 lakh. That is your option B. Now if you come to 63, again same type of questions, we have already discussed these questions. Okay, let us see. Consider two bus power system network with given loads as shown in the figure. Now the loads are complex loads, it have real and reactive both. All the values shown figure are per unit. The reactive power should be supplied by the generator G1 and G2 are QG1, QG2. The per unit values of QG1, QG2 and the line Q loss. How many Q will be lost here? R. Now because it is a lossless line, you can see no P will be lost, R is not there, so no active power loss will be there. Active power, there will be no loss, 0. So here if you see, if you supplying 20, so 20 out of 20, 15 is going here, only active power, because active power there is no loss. Simply calculation will give me 20, 15 is already there, so 5 is going this side, it is giving 15 and then this 5 is coming, so it is giving 20 here. 15 is coming from this side, 5 is coming from this side, so that's why it is 20. So for active power it is easy. It is this 15 is supplied by this, then here out of this 20, 15 is supplied from this and 5 is coming from this side. Okay, so the power transfer from this to this is 5. So if you know power transfer, the active power transfer, you can find this delta, because there is a formula for active power transfer. What was the formula? V1 V2 sin delta, V1 magnitude of V1 V2 sin delta by x is equal to your P, and your P is equal to 5, and all these magnitudes are 1. V1 magnitude, V2 magnitude, x is 0.1 sin delta, and this is 5. So from here if you calculate, you are getting your delta equal to 30. Now once you got your delta equal to 30 degree, then it's become very easy. You can calculate anywhere, you can calculate here also, you can calculate in this bus also. One bus you take, automatically another will come. Let me calculate for this bus. So here 20 is coming, you can see it is coming and it is going, and suppose I am taking this current, this power is also going. So what is this power? So current direction is this, so 1 angle 30 minus 1 angle 0 divided by J, this, that is my current into voltage VI star. So VI star, so it will be 1 at an angle 30 V into I, 1 at an angle 30 minus 1 at an angle 0 divided by J 0.1. This is VI star. This is which power? This power, the power that is going out through the transmission line. V minus this divided by this will give you this current. So V into this current is the how much power is going out of this bus, plus how much load is also going outgoing plus outgoing equal to incoming. So it is 15 plus J5 is equal to incoming is 20 plus QG1. You can easily solve it. If you solve it, you will get QG1. I have shown you how to solve it. If you take star, it will be minus 30 and this will be minus J. If you take it upside, then it will be again plus J. Ultimately you take product, real is already equal. If you equate real, you will find that it is already equal. There is nothing you can find from real. It will satisfy. Here also you will get 20 plus something, here also you are getting 20. If you calculate, you will get QG1 is equal to 6.33. Again you will do the same thing for the bus 2, for this bus. So for this bus what you will do again because same current, if you take the same current, so that in that case power will be coming here and this is going out, this is also coming here. So this plus this will be equal to this. So here also if I take same current, the same current is considered, so it will be 1 angle 0 V and the current is same, plus this one 15 plus JQG2 is equal to 20 plus J10. Again from here if you equate the imaginary part, you will find QG2 will be equal to 11.33. So for this only you can give answer, that is option C, these two. And from here you can calculate your loss also. If you are supplying here, it is, you can see total reactive power is how much you are supplying, this much 6.33 plus this is the total supply minus loss is equal to total how much you are generating minus total load, and total load is 5 plus J10. This is this much Q you have generated, this much Q you are absorbing. So the thing which is lost is my deduction of this will give you the loss, the amount that you have lost. So that is equal to you 2.6866 around, so that is 6. It is 6.34, so you can calculate for, then it will be 6. So that is your option C. Now if you come to 64, the selection of the size of conductor for distributors in a distribution system is governed by. So for distribution system, the main thing is the voltage drop. For any distribution line, we always design a distribution system so that the last person get the maximum full rated voltage. Who is at the last end of the feeder, that should also get the full voltage. It should not be that your bulb should not be You should in your earlier days, in our school days, we have to get supply where voltage is very low, your bulb is very dim. So that should not be case. So the voltage drop is the main consideration in case of distribution system. So it will be 64. So that is voltage, that is option C. The insulation resistance of cable length of this is 1 mega ohm. For a length of 100 meter, same cable, the insulation resistance. Now for the case of cable, insulation resistance means, suppose this is your cable and this is the conductor you have inside, and this is the outer perimeter is the insulation. So the insulation, suppose this is your cable, this is your conductor. Insulation resistance means the resistance between this and this insulation. So this is this type of resistance. So if you increase your length, so this resistance will come in parallel. You can think it of it this way. So all these insulation resistance, if you increase your length, more and more will come in parallel. So if more and more parallel resistance are coming, that means resistance gets reduced. So actually resistance is inversely proportional in case of resistance is inversely proportional to length in case of that cable. So R insulation. As you can see, if you are increasing L, so you are adding more and more insulation resistance in parallel. So it is inversely proportional. So you can think of R1 by R2 will be equal to L2 by L1. So it is given, R1 is given, first case it is for 10 km is 1 mega. So 1 mega for 10 km is equal to 10 km. And now you are asking for 100 km, how much it will. This is R1, R2 you need to find, this is L2, this is L1. So kilometer 110. So this one you will get 1 mega divided by 10, that is 0.1 mega. That is option C. If you like the video, then press the like button and please give your valuable comments in the comment section.